Hello and welcome to Round 19 Oddities. This first clip here, you can see that Durham connects with Cerra, and I'm a little bit on the fence of this because while I do agree Durham probably overran the ball and hit Cerra a high, definitely high, so therefore he gets the 2-week suspension, but then also he's doing the right thing in protecting himself by turning side on, which is something that you're taught in juniors. When you're going for the ball and there's going to be a contact, you don't lead with your head. This is just something that you learn from a very young age. And for some reason, Cerra's gone down with his head down first. This can be extremely dangerous for him, also for Durham. But I don't know. I think this is the right call in the end. But either way, I'm not victim blaming, so to speak. But I just don't like it either way. Early in the second quarter, there's a ruck contest in the forward 50 for the Blues, and for some reason, De Koning, I'm assuming he's just trying to tap it to his teammate, somehow gets it extremely wrong and ends up just booting it 40 metres into the crowd. I don't think I've seen a shank out of a ruck contest before. After the Bombers give away a free for insufficient intent, Jack Silvani gets the free kick from the boundary line, and he looks like he's going to kick it inside the forward 50. And because this happened so fast, I don't think it was televised as much. But this probably has to be one of the worst kicks at AFL level that I have ever seen. This one is an absolute stinker. After Richmond get a free kick for insufficient intent, you can see that the human meatball has the ball, and he fakes not only one but two Swans defenders for a contender for goal of the year.
And then Prestia here, so Ramby has to come in, double step, little banana, you beauty. It's great composure in that scenario by Prestia.
As Shaq would say in Shacked a Fool, there's a sniper in the building. Lohman just goes down like someone's just hit him extremely high, looking for a free. Come on, man, do better.
A good first touch, Ty Gallop there. Nearly had a hand in a goal assist.
I thought this one here was quite an interesting call. I'd love to see your comments below. Do you reckon this should have been a free against Nick Martin? He did try to make it look like he was fumbling the ball after the handball. It was close to the point line, but I guess ultimately there was no one there trying to defend him. There was no immediate pressure for him to go over the line. He probably could have kept it in play. But leave your comment below, do you reckon this should have been a free kick or not? I reckon Aaron Norton could learn a thing or two from the boundary line dogs employee here. I'm not sure what you call these guys, the guys that hold the sign up. But have a look at this, he's just plucked this with one hand. Aaron Norton, listen to this bloke. I thought this tackle here from Butters was actually pretty clever. You can see that he wraps up O'Halloran, and he actually wraps his legs around his legs, so he's got no opportunity to kick the ball. He's also holding one arm back behind him, so he can't handball the ball. And I don't know what the umpire wants O'Halloran to do here, because there's no way he can legally dispose of the ball. He could drop it and try and make it look like he's kicked the ball, but that is still probably holding the ball. So well done to Butters for clever thinking. In this one here, you can see that the boundary line umpire has thrown the ball in extremely short. It doesn't go probably more than 20 metres, 15 metres in, and it hits Guelphy on the back of the head. The umpire should have called this one back and redo the throw in, because if the two rucks don't touch it, if someone else touches it before it touches the ground, that's technically a free kick. But that's only if someone does it intentionally. This was just a bad throw. Umpire should have called this one back. John Newcomb got absolutely smacked in the face and somehow gave away a free.
Free kick to Newcomb, who's held off the footy. It's against Newcomb, who is arguing his case. Kennedy gets it. Forward of the wing for the Hawks.
Hindsight is always 20/20. Looking back, if this was a goal, that means Melbourne would have won the game. But for some reason, Bailey Fritsch gets the ball inside the forward 50 and decides to play on. If he just went back and took the set shot, likely kicks the goal, Melbourne would have won. Here's another one for you. Do you reckon Cozzy Pickett did this on purpose or not? After the ball goes down to the ground, he tries to pick it up. He actually fumbles it down to the ground, and it looks like it to me that he just kicks it forward to try and gain territory. but he's connected with it pretty well, and this actually ends up rolling through for a goal. Probably one of the better accidental goals I've seen for a long time. You've probably seen this one online already, but in a marking contest, Melksham actually gets pushed by Moore, who then goes into Howe, and then somehow gives away the free kick. The umpire's obviously blindsided. All he's seen is Howe go down and Melksham possibly tunnelling him. So the umpire's paid a free kick. On replay, which the umpires don't have, this was a pretty bad call. Now, Port Adelaide fans might be able to clue me in on this, but I think Ollie Wines has done the ruck inside the forward 50 a couple times, not too successfully. But in this one here, you can see that Ollie Wines nominates as the ruck, and then O'Halloran is there to man him up. He obviously doesn't hear the call that Ollie Wines is the ruck, and as he engages with him as the ball gets thrown up, it's an automatic free kick to the ruck, which is Ollie Wines. So I wonder if we'll actually start to see this a little bit more, where you get someone who's a mid or a forward being the ruck. More so, I guess, a mid who usually gets manned up at that point, give away the free kick, and then they can have a free shot at goal. And this one here, Ollie Wines kicks the goal. If they've done this on purpose, it's actually pretty smart. After there was a bit of a scramble for the ball, the Crows end up with slight possession of it, and then Cumming, I think he's trying to tap this on, but he gets it very wrong. He actually just completely throws this. I'm not sure what he was thinking here, and a very easy quarter where they could have won. Bailey gets a free kick here. I think the Crows fans and the players don't believe it, but you can see that King comes into aggressive and does get 3 minutes left. Archie takes a shot at goal, and you can see that the Brisbane fans behind the goal believe it is. It had gone well over the top of the goalpost. The goal umpire's decision is that this went over the top of the post, therefore it's a behind. There's no way in the review that they did that you were able to overturn this, so the behind stands. And then with 2.5 minutes left, Charlie Cameron probably should have been paid a free kick for a hold here. We usually see them get paid. Anyway, the ball comes down to the ground, eventually over to Bailey again, who has another shot at goal, a running shot, and then he completely shanks it on the same side with this one too. Then Lohmann was extremely close to mark or go for goal, actually put a bit more effort into it. Overall, the Lions lost because they just couldn't execute, and there's no way the Crows should have won this one. The West Coast Eagles and North Melbourne game, for a low-scoring game in the last quarter, was actually a pretty good watch. This goal here by Brockman was pretty awesome and set the pace with 15 minutes left, put the West Coast Eagles up by 16. With less than 3 minutes left in the game, North Melbourne were able to come back within 3 points. And a marking contest in here, and Zerha's at the front of the pack, and he marks it, kicks truly, and puts North Melbourne in front. Look at the passion. There's a fair bit happening in this clip with just over a minute left. You can see McDonald gets the ball, almost gets called for holding the ball, and Stevens able to jump over the tackle and get the ball out. It eventually goes down into the Roos forward 50 through a ruck contest. Simpkin gets the ball, he has a shot to ice the game. They're up by 3. If he kicks a goal with a minute left, they win. He takes a shot at goal and he misses. You can see on his face he knows he's stuffed up. And then from the kick in, they just go, the West Coast Eagles try to go straight through the guts, just absolutely send it, and then Sheasel's able to get the ball, handball over the top to their captain, who goes through and finally kicks the goal to win the game. That last quarter was fairly exciting to watch. As the ball goes inside the Swans forward 50, Heaney isn't able to quite mark it, bounces just before he gets the ball, and he's confronted by Vlosten, and he just says, "No thanks mate, I'm all good, I've got a Colgate ad to do." Pushes him down to the ground and eventually goes to Jordan, who kicks the goal. Thought this mark by Impey was quite nice. As GWS get control of the footy in their defensive 50, you can just watch Willie Rioli just sort of hold off for a little bit, wait for that handball, and he just jumps through, steals the ball, and kicks a very nice goal.
Good work rate from Connor Rozee. He worked hard to
This short clip probably doesn't do it justice, but after watching the Cats and the Gold Coast Suns game, it was absolutely bucketing down. The skills were extremely poor because of the wet and the greasy footy, but Tyson Stengel goes back and kicks it from pretty tough angle, even in the dry, and he's absolutely smoked this in the wet. That is an absolutely beautiful kick. That is a goal of the week for me. And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Footy back on again tonight, so let's go. Hopefully I'm all caught up to it now. We'll get back into round 14 very soon. Thanks for watching.